Yo, what's up? It's Digit here with a video, an IR tutorial video. Today we're going to be looking at the augments of IR. Yeah, that is right. There are 7 track augments that you can use in immersive railroading. There we go. And we're going to be going through all 7 of them, and then we can also show some practical applications of how you can run your Minecraft railroad more efficiently. And it is worth noting, I am using immersive engineering along with immersive railroading. So some of the things I do with, like, let's say the engineer's hammer and the barrel and the metal barrel might be mod specific. Any mod that I believe at least any mod that has piping of some sort and some way to move items should work with these augments. But I don't believe there's any way in vanilla to use these augments unless you're using hoppers, but I don't think that will work with water or fluids. That being said, I'm also using the test build of IR for 1.12.2. I'm not using the release. The last release came out over 2 years ago. That is wildly different from the version I'm using. Yes, the mod is still in development. There just hasn't been a solid release since then, but there have been multiple test build releases. If you want to get your hands on a test build of your own, you can hop over to the Immersive Railroading Discord server, where you can just go over there and download the test build for the version of Minecraft you want. I believe 1.12 and 1.16 are the only 2 versions of test builds. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that's it. That being said, we have the 7 augments right here. You got the speed retarder, locomotive control, item loader, item unloader, fluid unloader, and then the detector. It is worth noting that you also will need the large wrench, which is in the immersive railroading mod itself, redstone torch, and redstone dust, or repeater, a lever that'll work too. The redstone torch is necessary for some of these augments, though. That's necessary. And some of these need redstone control based on what they do. That being said, let's get started here with the speed retarder up first. We'll grab our K4 Pacific, our large wrench, the redstone torch, and the redstone. Speed retarder does exactly what it sounds like, actually. It just slows your speed. So if I put a few of these right here, line them all up like so, put that right there, power them. I don't believe they accept an input. They do not. Let's get this K4 Pacific going, and we'll show the speed retarder. This new UI is in the latest Immersive Railroading test build. If you want it, again, download the Immersive Railroading test build. As we round this corner right over here, as you can see, we're coming up on those speed retarders. We'll stop at about 27 miles an hour right here. Those speed retarders active. We should slow down or stop. I believe we'll just slow down. There it goes. We'll run that back one more time. I believe for these you actually need a lot of them to work. Let's just add a bunch more here. There it goes. Yep, so that's kind of what I thought. You need quite a few of them to work. I actually believe they all probably need to be redstone powered, now that I think about it. Redstone, oops. Now, it's worth noting redstone power plays an important role in how well they will slow down your consist. It won't stop it. I probably should have mentioned that. It will not stop it. It's still going. That's a different augment. It will not stop it. Let's get rid of this here. We don't need that. Speed retarder is good for, like, a lot of these are good for if you're trying to make like a video or something, or where you need to control the trains where you can't physically be in it. It's also good if you're using the mod Open Computers, which this mod supports. Open Computers mod. Or Computer Craft, I think it supports now too. Both will work. If you're using either of those mods, I believe what you can do is use these augments in tandem with the computers and you can basically dictate your entire train operation from that. Alrighty, that being said, let's move on to the next one. Alright, well, there's that. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next one, the locomotive control. This is my personal favorite. I like this one the most. It's very fun, very cool. This one's pretty simple. You don't need a lot of them. You can have a lot of them, depending. The more complex you want your locomotive to act, the more of these you'll need. You know, we'll do a simple grade crossing sequence. How about that? I'll show you that. I didn't mention if you do. Okay, to break these, right? Do not left click them. If you left click them, you will break the entire track segment. You can't right click them either. You have to grab the large wrench, right click them, and they will come back to you. They won't break, they'll come back to you. So in survival mode, you can move these around. You do not lose them if you place them on the track. Alright, so very convenient right there. Now let's set this up. So I want the train to be going maybe about 20 miles an hour around this curve and start its grade crossing sequence from here. It'll probably be a little wrong, but we'll figure it out. So I place it down, grab my redstone torch, right? Then I do 1, 2, 3. As you can see in the bottom left in the chat readout, I went from reverser, brake, and then horn. Horn is what I want here. Then what I'll do is I'll get a redstone input right there. I'll go a little bit further down, not the full length of the locomotive. Alright, I don't want this horn to be very long, alright? I say about this long, right? You have to do a little math probably. Alright, now I'll go back 1, 2, 3, horn right there, but I won't add an input to it. Alright, when the train hits this, it'll sound the horn, but when it hits this, it'll stop and keep going. Alright, that's one long. This should work. Alright, again, 1, 2, 3. This one, I add an input. 1, 2, 3. This one, I do not. Alright, there's 2 longs. These two are going to be right next to each other. 1, 2, 3, no input. 1, 2, 3, and input. That's the short. 1, 2, 3, and input right there. We're going to go down again. 1, 2, 3. We're going to actually add another input here. That way it will go through the crossing. And we cannot forget the bell, alright, in North America. We use bells at our crossings. You can also put them on curved track. As long as it's a track in Immersive Railroading, you can put it there. That is, it will work. This one we want bell, alright? So you go from reverser, brake, horn. I'm just right clicking here. Computer, this is for if you want a computer input. I do not know how to use that. I'm not going to learn. I will not make a video. Immersive Railroading, local control mode, bell. This was kind of added quickly. This one I want the bell to turn on. Alright, so I put a redstone input, alright? Then we go all the way back over here. Past our crossing, put one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want the bell to turn on, so I want the bell to turn off, so I'm not going to put an input here. And we want our train to stop. We want our train to stop here, so we're going to go brake. Now, the more powerful the redstone signal, the harder the brakes are going to be applied. So if I did 15 now, I did not count any of that, but 15 is the maximum one signal can travel without a repeater. Alright, our brake is not going to apply at full because we're not at full power. So we're going to start slowing down. We're going to apply the brake here for a little bit and slow down ever so slightly. And then down the line, what you might, like in theory, what you might want to do is release the brake and start going again, or, you know, have it gradually slow down. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to have it stop immediately and just, you know, lock the brakes. Alright, and I'm going to keep the throttle open actually until right about here. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to keep the throttle open until right about here. So that means I'm going to go all the way to throttle. See that? The last output says throttle. And I'm going to close it, which means I don't want it to be on. No redstone input. Close the throttle, shut it off. No redstone input goes in. Alright. So let's get this started and see how this works here. Alright. Oh man. I don't like that one bit. It's a test build glitch, I believe, that's happening right there. Now I gotta make sure the train does not go over speed because, again, I calculated this I thought this out for it to be going a specific speed. But we don't want to be going too slow because then it's awkward and weird. This seems like a good speed. Alright, let's get out and watch. Throttle's open, as you can hear. Going around that curve. New track sounds, love them. Throttle will shut off. There it is, you can't hear it. Hit the bell right here. Long. Long. That was a little short. See, that's kind of that. You gotta be careful with those, because sometimes you make stuff shorter than you want it to be. There's the brake, and it stopped. That's a quick little demo, though, of the locomotive control. As you know, it also had the reverser setting. Reverser is exactly what it sounds like. Again, only in the Immersive Railroading test build it has the reverser setting. So, reverser's right here in the cab. You know, it looks crazy. I believe... if I were doing it, I believe off would be backward and on would be forward. But I have yet to try that. Let's get rid of all this though. Remember, I'm right-clicking with the wrench. I don't want to break the track. That's a lot of work. And if you're on a server, you'll get yelled at. And you might just regret it yourself if you're in your own world and you accidentally, you know, break half a kilometer of track because, you know, you laid down massive blocks of track. Then, you know, you're all sad. That's never fun. Alright, we get rid of all this right here. Alrighty, so that's a little preview of the locomotive control augment. Again, that's my personal favorite. I really like the locomotive control one. Let's put that back, alright. We don't need grass today. Next one is the item loader, and we're gonna actually just do item loader and item unloader in tandem, as well as the last two, the fluid ones in tandem, because they're kind of essentially the same thing, but one's backwards. We're going to use the test tracks for these ones. Alright, so let's see, because we don't necessarily need a lot of space here. Alright, here's the item loader. I'm going to go all the way down here, get the item unloader. Now, these have multiple different settings. They have enabled with redstone, disabled with redstone, disabled or enabled. That means about what it sounds. Right now it's just enabled. So basically what will happen, this is the default one. Enabled is the default one. So basically what will happen is, if an item's getting fed into that, it will load it into a stock that's over it. That's what enabled is. Same with the loader right here. Enabled with redstone, this is the default's enabled. Disabled with redstone, disabled, enabled. That gives you some control, so like, you know, if you have one on, like, let's say the main line because you're making a makeshift water scoop or something, or if you just don't want whatever to go over this to get loaded up, you can do enabled with redstone. You can disable it with redstone, or you can just disable it entirely. Alright, so that's enabled. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back. We're actually going to put our train away for now. We don't need that right now. And we're going to keep those at enabled for now, so we actually don't need any of that. We're going to grab our nice little conveyor belts and our fun little barrels and hammers. Very, very fun, very fun. Alright, so what we're going to do here is, this is the loader, right? So here's what we're going to do. Let's say we want something. I forgot one thing because I was not thinking. We need an extracting conveyor belt from Immersive Engineering. I have to do a little digging here. I guess there we go. I don't know if we actually need one or not. I can't remember, but here's what we got. Here's what we do. Put these conveyor belts right up to it. Get this going right here. I'm actually going to do this. Oh, I stopped thinking for a minute, didn't I? Anyway, we got that going right there. And what do we want in here? We want coal, alright? We're nice coal miners over here. That didn't work. Now, of course, need the inlet side. So let's say you just want a bunch of coal. Nope. It'll be going, right? And it'll just kind of chill right there. Now we grab our trusty USRA hopper. Place it right back here. Grab our trusty Beano C16 because I don't want to use a tender engine. Get that moving. It's fast enough. Get that coupler slack. Don't need to push it very much. Maybe a little more than that. And we watch as it will go over the augment. Hopefully. Oh, yep, see, there it goes. As soon as the first wheel touches it, it's not the whole thing, it's not anything like that. As soon as the first wheel touches it. Oh, you got 2 stacks of coal, 2 stacks of coal. I made this way more complicated than I need to, but 2 stacks of coal. Now we don't want the coal anymore. We're at the coaling tower now. Alright, we don't want this. Can't believe I set this up right. Okay, this is what I should have used the barrel for. Alright, I'm fairly certain this is set up right. Alright, we don't want this coal anymore. There's 2, we're already there. Alright, so we get this moving again. Trusty little dark side switcher we got over here. Alright, we're approaching on it. Slow down ever so slightly. 8% brake would do it. Should unload unless I set it up wrong. Yep, there it goes. Well, I didn't need that at all. We got 2 stacks of coal. 128 just entered my inventory. We'll stop this here. That's essentially what that is. It's pretty straightforward. Very, very practical for, it's a very practical application for any, industries. Any industries where you need to move items, it's a very, very ideal, application. Let's put all this goody-good back. And we will go with the fluid loader and fluid unloader. Now, it doesn't say water, because it doesn't need water. It uses any fluid. We're Americans. Let's do some crude oil. Alright, we know... This is just... Yeah, crude oil, alright? As a certified American... This is my favorite stuff right here. Alright, let's put this one all the way over here. I'll put the unloader right here. They're different colors for a reason, as well as the item ones. So I didn't need to get rid of my hammer. I need that. These ones have the same for the enabled, the disabled, and the redstone enabled and redstone disabled. Same type of thing. You don't want your coal car starting to fill up with crude oil. Not coal car, gosh dang. You don't want your tender starting to fill up with crude oil instead of water. That leads to explosions. That's bad. We don't like that. As you can see, we got the inlet side and the outlet side. That's important. This is the fluid unloader, so we got to get this through the inlet side. As you can see, the pipe connected right there. It's connected. We'll get this going here. We'll just, it can also connect to the side. I don't like how it looks right there, though. So I keep it like this. Gotta connect to the inlet side. Wait, it's empty. We're going to keep it empty for now. Same type of thing over here, except this time we leave from the outlet side, which is on the bottom. And it will transfer into there. Again, same type of thing. It can go up top. I don't like the look of it, though. I think it looks unfinished. I think it looks way better like that. Again, empty. I don't want it to be empty. Oh, crap, dang it. I forgot the limit. That's fine. It's 12. Alrighty, same type of thing. We got the US Tank 2 right here. He made a small mistake. Hang on. Here's what we do. Put that there. Again, C16 coming in clutch. As you can see, we got 12 buckets. Oh, and it's going down. Again, first wheel touches it, that means it just starts filling up immediately. And that doesn't go fast, alright? This is not instant, so we actually will need to stop to finish filling this up. As you can see, it 12 buckets of oil just entered out of 85. Alright, now, and this one is a good idea to get redstone activated. You should have water in here, but in the event, you don't want any more water to fill up or anything, or just, other stuff in general, or let's say you have 4 tank cars, but only 2 of them need oil, and you have a lot of oil that can fill all 4 of them, you're going to want to have this redstone activated, because otherwise it will just fill whatever it has into whatever thing that's over it. It does not differentiate. You have to do that for it. Same with the item loaders, same idea. They'll just, if they still have items to load, they will load them. And if they have items to unload, they will unload them regardless. So there's a decent chance, if you don't set it up right, you will unload the coal from your locomotive and you will have a problem. So redstone activated is better than just simply enabled. It's less dangerous, it's more controlled, so you don't accidentally unload or load the wrong thing. As we get going over here, should be any second. There it goes, right there. We're getting the mill buckets of crude oil loaded in. Again, not instant, so we will need to stop the train. No biggie though. No animation, that's a lot of extra work, but you get the idea. It's leaving right here. These barrels can hold 12 millibuckets, and all 12 will go right back into the barrel. And there it is, 12-0. So that's the fluid unloader we just got right there, ladies and gentlemen. Fluid loader and fluid unloader. Again, very useful, very practical applications in any industries, or if you want to make a big cool water tower. It doesn't, water can't go in from the top on the water tower. You have to have this down below it or right in front of it, so you get the idea. It'll work. Same with diesel fuel. This will work with any liquid. You notice that the oil I had was from Immersive Engineering. It'll work with stuff from, I believe I have Buildcraft on this. I do have Buildcraft, yes. It'll work with any fluids from Buildcraft. The pipes will work as well. But with Buildcraft, you need an extractor pipe, I believe. Or not an extractor, you need like these engines to extract it. So that's its own thing, but that's how Buildcraft works, not how the mod works for Immersive Railroading. We got one more, and this is also very convenient. You got Detector. This is the exact same thing as the Detector rail. Well, you can't put that there, but it's the exact same thing. No difference. Well, I believe so. I don't think it accepts a redstone input. Okay, it does. It detects a lot of things. Alrighty, well, I'm dumb. I'm wrong. I have lied. I'm sorry. It detects a lot of things. But by default, it detects stock, which means when stock run over it, it will emit a redstone signal. Just do a nice little demo now. It'll emit a cool little redstone signal when stock goes over it. Let's use the right gauge here. I'm not going to roll anything over it. That's a complete lie. It's very close to the point where I now have to back it up. Let's detect stock this time, that's why. I'm getting a phone call at the wrong time. There it goes. I did not have it on detected stock, but as you can see, it'll detect even stock. Unless the stock isn't over, and it waits a bit, there's a delay. Now, detecting speed, it'll detect the speed. I don't know if it has anything to do with the redstone output. That might be more with the mod open computers or a computer or anything. Let's test it though. Let's run let's run this E6 very slowly over it. We're at yard speed here. We're not going anywhere anytime soon at this speed, alright? We ain't going. Maybe we don't even have enough power to move. See, we're going very slowly right here. Too slowly. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. That one's related with more of like an output, like if you have a screen maybe. Number of passengers. That might be an output, or that's a chat readout. I feel like it would probably be a screen output. I don't know if it would be a chat readout. Worth a shot. In the Casey Jones locomotive. Yep, that's a display readout again. A lot of these are for computers. Cargo percentages, liquid percentage, computer, back to stock. Alright, that is the last augment of the 7 that we have here. As you can see, all of these can be used in tandem, and I will show you how I have personally used some of these in my own worlds, and we'll be right back with that. Alright guys, we're in one of my worlds here. This is a water column right here and a cooling tower. And over here is the biodiesel fueling area and a water tower right there. The wall is because I copied and pasted it, but essentially what I have done here is you have a water spout, but you have the actual loader right here. And if you head up here, you got a lot of stuff. Here's the actual lever. You have a tank in here. So let's say you want to fill up your J class. Alright, you got a nice tender over here. Ideally, it would be more lined up than what it was. Of course, you got to at least try to line it up for realism, right? But for simplicity's sake, let's say that's over there instead of the coal bunker. I don't have this. I just have this set on enabled right now. I'll probably turn it off and just place a lever right here and set it to redstone. But I just did this all quickly a while ago. And if I just flick that... Wait, was it on the whole time? Alright, so someone left it on. I've used this as a server before, so I hope it wasn't me. But as you can tell, it just goes in right there. Flick it off, it stops the water flow from in here. The tank has a redstone control, not this right now. But that's how that works. Same idea. We're gonna take good old J class here to go to the partially finished cooling tower track. It's totally connected. We're gonna pop over here to my genius build. Alright, this took hours. You're welcome, my server that I closed. We're gonna put it here. Does not keep the water if you break it, obviously. So we're gonna run over here and start the coal flow. Alrighty. Then we're gonna go over here. Verify that my whatchamacallit's working. And have that go there. The way I have it set up is it splits evenly between these three, so that's why you have some of the coal going elsewhere. I have a lot. This took a minute, but as you can see, this is some of the practical applications you can use it for. For nice cooling tower, you got the water tower over there. Alright, let's shut this off. That's some of the applications you can use it for. Of course, you got the biodiesel over there. You can use it for fueling everywhere and stuff. Got my transfer table. I'll do a tutorial on the transfer table at a later date. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's been how to use immersive railroading augments. Keep tuned. I'll keep making more immersive railroading tutorials. We'll probably have to figure out how to drive a steam locomotive here at some point in time. Alrighty, and this is Fidget Digit signing off.